Look at that, this is so stunning. I think it's the best experience that we've had so far. Look at that, this looks so beautiful. Our clothes are wet, so yeah, it's really cold. This is such a beautiful stretch today. First time in 6 days, I think, that I'm actually seeing the sun. Oh, the rain is so heavy now.
Hi, my name is Ellie. I'm a long-distance hiker and backpacker. Enjoying a cup of coffee with a view is my absolute happy place. And this is Otto, an adopted stray dog, crisps lover, and the best hiking companion. Come join us as we explore the great outdoors, one trail at a time. In September of 2024, Otto and I traveled to Spain to walk the Camino de la Plata from Salamanca to Santiago. Come along for our third week, where we climbed the highest point on the Via de la Plata, crossed into Galicia, and pushed through some very wet days.
Good morning on day 9 on the Camino. We just left Rionegro. The sun isn't even up yet, but in a few minutes. And yeah, it's a beautiful morning. It's mild. We have a bit of a longer day today at 26 kilometers, but yeah, the terrain is not that hard. We didn't have any breakfast yet because there's a little town, Mombue, in about 8 kilometers, so we're going there for breakfast. And yeah, really excited for today. As you can see, the landscape is really changed now, so let's go.
Damit er sich an die Hand erinnert. Oh,
Nein. This is now so remote. There's a couple of houses here and there, but I think, don't know if you can see it in the distance. There's a bit of fog and probably rain coming, but it's so sparsely populated now. There's almost nothing, just yeah, a couple of houses here and there, a farm. Ooh, look at that. It's so unreal. It's only 275 kilometers left, and we started 10 days ago at 475. Ooh, we are making such good progress. This is the next little village. I don't think there is anything here either. No bar or anything. You can really see that we're slowly heading west towards the Atlantic, and that there's a lot more rain here than there is in the area where we've been a couple of days ago or last week. You can see it's a lot greener here. There's a lot more wooded areas. It's not as dry and brown and sandy than before. It's a really nice change. Ooh, look at that. This is such a beautiful stretch today, going through some woodlands with a lot of oak trees. It's a bit drizzly now, but luckily not too bad. And I think we only have about 3.5 kilometers to go. From what I could see, the albergue has a really big garden just outside, so I think it will be quite easy to set up my tent there. And yeah, really really happy. Today's a really nice day. We're almost at 1000 meters above sea level, and it's really in the clouds, these woodlands, and it's still very drizzly. But we've made it to our stop for tonight, which is Asturianos, a little village just over there. Really happy that we're done for today. We got to the albergue a couple of hours ago in Asturianos, and I'm just going on a little walk with Otto to the village store. But today has been such a perfect day, honestly, or the afternoon has been just incredible. It's one of the, I think it's the best experience that we've had so far. When I got to the albergue, it rained quite heavily. And I was just walking up to the albergue, and the man that's in charge of the check-in and stamping the pilgrim's passport and everything, he came out, and he basically, I couldn't really understand him, obviously, because I only speak a little bit Spanish, but he was signaling me and inviting me inside, and I said, yeah, but I can't go in with the dog. I have a tent with me. Can I put it up in the garden? And he said, yes, of course. But then he kept like insisting that I go inside, and I thought he wanted to show me the bathroom and showers. But then he showed me a mattress in the hallway, like in a corner in the hallway, and he basically showed me that I could stay there, and I asked if it was okay for Otto to sleep like on the floor next to the mattress, and he said, yeah, of course. And he even wanted to give me a blanket for Otto, and it was so nice. It's been incredible, because I feel like so far a lot of people in Spain seem to be quite like skeptical about dogs, because there are obviously stray dogs as well, and guard dogs, which are they're doing their job, but they're not the most, like, they're not like companion dogs. So I feel like a lot of people, especially like in the countryside in Spain, don't think of dogs really as pets, and are a bit skeptical about letting them in bars and everything. So this was a first, and I'm so happy. I mean, it's a bit dry now, but there's supposed to be more rain in the night, and it's supposed to get quite windy too. So I'm so happy. Basically, yeah, just invite me inside, and now we can sleep inside, but still not disturb any of the other pilgrims in the dorm rooms. And we went to the bar next door to get some food, and then not only was I allowed, obviously, to bring Otto inside, because yeah, the person that's running the bar, it was the same man, but he just brought out a little bowl with patatas fritas, so basically chips for Otto, and just put it on the floor for Otto to eat, and it was so nice and so kind, and yeah, it's really been the best experience that we've had so far. And yeah, they are so dog friendly, and I'm so happy. And we had some food. I had patatas fritas and a salad, and yeah, it's already 6 p.m. now, and now I'm just going to rest a little bit, and yeah, I'm so happy. This has been a beautiful day. Good morning on day 10 on the Camino. As you can see, we're starting the day with some walking in the rain, and quite heavy rain, to be honest. It's not a great start, but so far we've been very lucky with the weather. Only rained once in 10 days, so yeah, it's not too bad, but still, obviously it's always hard to get up and leave in heavy rain. But we only have about 14-15 kilometers to get to a bigger town, bigger village, Puebla de Sanabria. And I've booked a hotel for tonight, and we're also having a rest day there tomorrow, because it's supposed to be quite wet too, and we've did a lot of kilometers. I think almost 130 kilometers this past week, past 5 days. So I think we're ready for a rest. So let's tackle this rainy day on the Camino, and let's go. There's a lot more wooded areas now. It's so beautiful. There's moss on the trees and you can really see and feel that it's a much wetter climate here. This is so wet. Ooh, look at those views. This looks so interesting. Like the rocky hills over there and the really dense, almost like rainforest, like woodlands. This looks so cool, especially now in the fog and with the rain. We made it to Puebla de Sanabria. It's not that big of a town. I think it's just a couple of thousand people that live here. But apparently there's a couple of churches and an old castle. We made it to our hotel for tonight and tomorrow for a rest day. And yeah, it's been a really wet day and it rained all afternoon. I'm just about to go for a little walk with Otto and then we're going to dinner. And yeah, it's been a weird day. It's so wet, there were no views, and yeah, I don't know, it's just a bit weird, but I think we'll feel better after some food. And tomorrow we'll have a rest day and can hopefully explore the city, the old town a little bit. And yeah, see you then. Good morning everyone from our much needed rest day in Puebla de Sanabria. We arrived yesterday and it rained all day. Everything was soaking wet. We couldn't really explore the little town. I just went to the supermarket. They had a couple of vegan options and I bought some fruit and something for breakfast. And the hotel has a lounge area with free tea and coffee, so I just made myself a breakfast coffee, having some fruit. And then I'm going to get some work done, some editing, and later on, if it stays dry, it hopefully does, we'll explore the little town a little bit. There's quite a big castle for such a small town on top of the hill. But I want to use this day mainly, as I said, for resting, for editing, because the next couple of days are supposed to be very, very wet and windy. So yeah, I think it's a good thing to be inside, just to have a really good rest. Look at this. The view today is so much better than yesterday. Look at that. This looks so beautiful, so well preserved. This is where we're heading tomorrow, and today you can really see the mountains around us. We're at almost 1,000 meters now. We just had breakfast here in the hostel. We made something ourselves. And now we're about to leave. It's still dark outside, but the sun is about to go up in a couple of minutes. And we have a pretty long day, so we'll start early and let's go. Good morning everyone. On day 11 on the Camino. We've had a really nice rest day yesterday in Puebla de Sanabria, which was beautiful. There's so many old houses and yeah, it was really stunning. We have quite a long day ahead of us today. I think it's not the longest one. I think it's about 29 kilometers, but we're going to climb to the highest point on the entire Camino, the Via de la Plata. I think it's at 1350 meters, and it's also supposed to get very wet again and windy. So far it's still dry, which is really nice, but I think it will deteriorate during the day, so we set off early to get some miles in. I don't know what to expect, honestly. If you read the guidebooks and everyone says, oh, it's a very hard stretch, it obviously gets to your head a little bit. And yeah, the rest day yesterday gave me some time to get anxious. I don't know why. Maybe because just the last week was a bit hard with shooting noises with Otto, and yeah, I don't know. It was just a bit tough, so I'm now prepared for everything, basically. A bit anxious, but I'm sure we'll be okay. And we've booked another hotel for tonight, which is a really great option because it's really inexpensive in Spain. And usually a lot of hotels don't allow dogs, but we found one for tonight, so that's a really, yeah, it's a big relief knowing that even if we're really wet and cold, we'll have a safe and dry place for tonight, which is, yeah, definitely makes things easier. So yeah, really excited for today, really excited to head into the mountains a bit more, see what it's like, and let's go! It's raining really heavily now, and look at me! First time hiking with an umbrella. I bought one yesterday because I saw a couple of people on the Camino with one, and because it's typically not very windy here, like there was only one day where it was windy so far in all the 10 days, so I figured it would be a nice thing to have, and if I basically put it under the chest strap, it can even hold itself in place. Ooh, we made it to Rionegro de Sanabria, and we've completed our first 11 kilometers, and maybe there's a bar here with an outdoor seating area. It would be nice to have a little coffee break. This would have been the bar, but they don't let in dogs, so yeah, no coffee for me.
Pilgerer, wenn dir die Einsamkeit gefällt und du willst diesen Weg, du willst die Hauptfigur in diesem Weg sein und dass sich morgen der Tagesanbruch deine Seele rührt, dann ist es dein Camino.
Aww. Apparently there's a diversion and we have to follow the road for a little bit more because of works of the railway line. Really grateful for a couple of minutes with no rain here and there. And we also made it off the diversion, and now we're joining the real Camino again. And look at this, there are not a lot of views unfortunately, but this is so beautiful. There's just nothing, just dense woodlands and lush green bushes. Wow. The wind is so heavy and the rain is so strong, so it's not the most beautiful moment, but this is the highest point on the Camino. Woo! The rain is so bad now, but this is the highest point, this is the pass, and now for the rest of today I think it's all downhill. Yay! We just had a little snack break, but now it's really cold and the wind is really picking up and our clothes are wet. So yeah, it's really cold now, but luckily we only have about 7 kilometers to go for today. So hopefully we'll be there in 1.5 hours. Ooh, the rain is so heavy now. And my umbrella is already broken because of the wind. Ah, this is a really hard day. This is a really beautiful path now to the woodlands. Wow, this looks so cool. This is such a nice walk, and it stopped raining now. But still I'm very happy that it's only about 1.5–2 kilometers to Lubián, which is our end point for tonight, because it's been quite a long day, quite a good amount of elevation, of climbing. And yeah, it's been really cold up there in the rain, so really happy that we're almost there to have a rest, to have a tea, a coffee. Whew. We made it to Lubián and to our accommodation for tonight, which is this twin room. It's a bit small, but it will be okay. And as you can see, we hung up all our clothes to dry, but there's even a living room and kitchen. So we basically have this whole apartment to ourselves for tonight, which is really nice. And yeah, my dad just went to the bar to get some food, but I've decided to eat something from my pack because I still have a couple of fuel meals. Really happy to have a dry and warm room after this, yeah, very wet, very cold day. Good morning everyone on day 12 on the Camino. It actually is day 13, but yesterday the weather was just horrible with really strong winds from Hurricane Kirk that basically came over the Atlantic and passed over the western part of Spain, and there was a lot of wind up to 100 kilometers per hour, and it basically rained for almost 48 hours. There were trees and branches that were damaged, and there was a lot of water everywhere. So my dad and I actually took a taxi yesterday because it didn't feel sensible to walk in this weather, because the terrain, as you can see, It's quite exposed, we're at over 1,000 meters, and there's a lot of wooded areas. So we skipped a stage from Lubián to Gudiña, and it felt a bit weird, to be honest, to skip a stage. But I really think hiking doesn't always have to be super hard, and Otto and I pushed through enough of really wet days where it was so hard, and we kept going. But for this hike, maybe because I didn't start in Sevilla, for some reason, like connecting my footsteps on this hike isn't that important. I'm mainly here to, just explore a new area, to walk with my dad. So I don't feel too bad, because it would have been very, very horrible, because usually this area doesn't see that much rain in such a short period of time, and the ground basically couldn't absorb the water at all. There were like really deep puddles and really small streams becoming really wide rivers almost. Didn't do much yesterday, just some work, editing. Otto had a really nice rest, and now we're rested and fresh. And as you can see, it's a beautiful day. It's the first time in 6 days, I think, that I'm actually seeing the sun, which is crazy. I never thought it would be like that in Spain in the beginning of October. The last couple of days I saw that we were walking through the mountains, but there weren't many views, so I didn't get to see a lot. So it's even more stunning now, just to have some views, to have a dry day. We don't have a very long day, it's only about 20 kilometers, mainly over like smaller roads and forestry tracks today, so probably very easy walking. And for tonight I don't have a place to stay yet, because it's a really small village, only about 80 people live there, and there's a small like basic hostel hotel thing, and my dad booked a room there for tonight, but they don't allow dogs, so it's probably going to be a real wild camp tonight. So excited for today, so happy about the weather, so let's go. Also, look at that, after over 200 kilometers, almost 300 kilometers in Castilla y León, we're now in Galicia, which is the second like bigger province district on our walk, and we're officially under 200 kilometers left to go to Santiago, only 196. Ooh, wow, look at that, this is so stunning. Wow, look at that. This is so beautiful, and there's no one here, no cars, nothing. This feels so remote. Wow. I found some sweets yesterday, some puff pastry things that are accidentally vegan apparently. So yeah, I'm going to have a couple of these and some fruit, and yeah, just enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day.
And I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today.
A little shelter. Oh, this would have been perfect for my break. Ah, damn it. Didn't know about that, but this would also be a perfect spot to wild camp.
Open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way.
Ooh, this is so remote. I didn't see anyone, no cars, nothing. There's not even a church in these little mountain villages. Wow, this is so far away from everything. In remote villages like this one, I'm always on the lookout for dogs. guard dogs. I don't think it's allowed to let them run loose, but we've had a couple of instances where they just started following us, which is also the reason for carrying a pepper spray for the first time ever on a hike, but just obviously I don't want to use it ever, but just as a last resort, just in case they're really aggressive and if I have to fear that they will bite Otto, because obviously having a dog can like trigger them a bit more. So yeah, always keeping this within reach on this hike, but so far I didn't have to use it. Really grateful for that. It gives me a little bit of peace of mind. We're on our last climb for today. It's only about 3 kilometers to our end point, and the scenery is just spectacular today. Woo! This is our end point for tonight down there. This is Campobecerros. You can really see the water from the last 2 days coming down everywhere. We made it to our home for tonight, which is the garden of the private albergue of the hostel. Perfect timing. The rain's just about to start, I think, but I could pitch the tent while it was still dry, so yay, perfect. Good morning everyone. On day 13 on the Camino, Otto and I had a pretty good night. Wasn't the best, but it was okay. It was quiet, but it was quite cold, only I think about 6 or 7 degrees, and there was a bit of rain in the night, so it was really damp. And now we just set off. We had breakfast in the little hostel, and it was really nice of them to let me pitch the tent in the garden there. Now we're on our way to Laza. It's not a very long stretch, it's only about 15 kilometers, but I think it's a nice change to have a bit of a shorter day. It was supposed to be pretty bad with some more rain, but so far it's dry and there's even blue skies back there. So yeah, really happy that for once it's better than the forecast, at least for now. And today is also a very special day, and I'm really excited because my sister is going to join us tonight. She flew to Madrid yesterday and now she's on the bus and will join us in Laza later today and will walk with us for the next 7 days until we reach Santiago, which is really nice. I'm so excited to see her, to spend some time with her. I think it will be so nice sharing this adventure, the three of us. And yeah, really so excited to see her. So let's go! There are a lot of really old houses or ruins here in these mountain villages. This is our highest point for today, and for the next 10-11 kilometers it's all downhill. You can still take flight. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but this little hill over there, that's completely burned, and apparently there was a fire very recently, I think 10 days ago or so. This is such a beautiful walk today. It's dry so far, and it's so green and so quiet. You don't hear anything, you don't hear any cars, just nothing. This is a beautiful walk. You can take a chance and try once more. Don't let your... our first little honesty shop on the Camino.
Hello, Otto.
And there's even a step that I'm going to get. Ooh.
Don't let your worries weigh you down.
We only have about 4.5 kilometers left to go, and as you can see, it's all downhill. And for the first time since we started the Camino in Salamanca over 2 weeks ago, will be lower than 500 meters. Basically, so far we've always been at least 750, 800 meters and even higher these past few days. It was supposed to rain so much, but there wasn't anything yet. It's still dry, and even though we're walking on tarmac for these last couple of miles, but there are no cars, just nothing. It's so peaceful and beautiful walking through the woodlands.
You can take a chance and try once more. Don't let
We just checked in, and apparently we can put the tent under here, which is perfect. Woohoo! Yay! Da 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 da! There she is. Oh.